Today in cannabis news, sales of recreational cannabis in the state of Illinois surpassed $100 million for the 6 months straight. Officials from the state of Washington joined cancer patients in a federal court case, urging the DEA to grant accessibility to psilocybin. And a U.S. House panel directs the Pentagon to investigate racially discriminatory drug screening practices for military personnel. It's Tuesday, September 7th, and this is your Trichomes Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the Trichomes.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, Illinois state officials revealed that adult-use cannabis retail topped $120 million in August. It's the state's second-largest monthly sales total since the recreational sector opened last year, and it's the 6th month straight that retail has exceeded $100 million. Last month, Illinois recorded $122 million in cannabis sales, with in-state consumers spending $81 million and out-of-state customers spending $40 million. The overall sales are marginally lower than July's approximately $128 million total, although sellers had ascribed some of July's record-setting totals to the Lollapalooza Music Festival. In August, customers purchased nearly 3 million recreational cannabis goods. Medical cannabis purchases are recorded separately by a different body and are not included in the latest numbers. If current trends persist, adult-use cannabis retail in Illinois will top $1 billion in 2021. The state would see a considerable gain in revenue as a result of this. Last year, Illinois made $670 million in cannabis sales and collected $205.4 million in tax income.
Next up, individuals in end-of-life care should have legal accessibility to psilocybin, the primary psychoactive chemical in psychedelic mushrooms, within state and federal right-to-try statutes, according to the Washington State Attorney General's office, which worked with attorneys representing cancer patients before a federal appeals committee. Right-to-try laws have been passed by Congress and 41 states in the U.S., allowing patients with terminal illnesses to take investigational drugs that have not been authorized for general usage. However, in a dispute before the Ninth Circuit, 2 patients and the Advanced Integrated Medical Science, or AIMS Institute, a Seattle-based palliative care center, claimed that the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration is impeding their efforts. After the DEA responded to a plea for assistance from the facility's co-director, Dr. Sunil Agarwal, the coalition filed a lawsuit in March. According to the DEA, the AIMS Institute's sole legal method to distribute psilocybin is to get federal research permits, which would not be applicable to Dr. Agarwal at this time. Judges first noted uncertainty about whether they had jurisdiction to hear the dispute at this stage during oral arguments. The DEA claims that its letter to the facility was merely an unofficial recommendation, not a decision that could be reviewed.
Last up, a prominent U.S. House panel adopted a large-scale defense spending measure, which included report wording expressing alarm over racial inequities in military drug screening processes and directing the Pentagon to launch an investigation. Though, apart from previous sessions, legislators did not propose an amendment mandating the Secretary of Defense to release rules specifying that military branches can provide re-enlistment waivers to service personnel who have incurred a single minor cannabis violation. The report measure states that the committee is concerned with the racial disparities found in the report regarding random drug test selection, including significant overrepresentation in the random drug test selection of non-commissioned officers and field-grade officers, and a consistent and statistically relevant overrepresentation of Black service members overall from fiscal year 2015 to fiscal year 2019. The committee further notes a higher positive test rate amongst service members of color and a standard course of action upon a positive test rate to administratively separate such personnel. To tackle the problem, members requested that the Defense Secretary collaborate with military branch chiefs on a review that examines the potential of standardizing demographic disclosure of drug screening operations, such as the demographic breakdown of individuals who are randomly tested.
That was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit trichomes.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, Tech and Cannabis, or the International Cannabis Conversation, wherever you get your podcasts. For trichomes.com, I'm RJ Balde.
And I'm Devin Liao. Have a great day.